Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my Slow English podcast. I'm Emily, and today we're talking about something very important and sometimes a little scary, talking to the doctor in English.
Yes, this is a big topic. Many English learners feel nervous at the clinic or hospital. But don't worry. Today, we'll help you feel more confident with simple English phrases and natural conversation.
And remember, this episode is also for shadowing practice. So feel free to repeat after us, copy our rhythm, and practice your speaking.
Absolutely. So, Emily, let's start at the very beginning. How do you usually make a doctor's appointment?
Normally, I call the clinic and say something simple like, "Hi, I'd like to make an appointment, please." Or, "I need to see a doctor."
Yes, that's perfect. Clear and easy. The receptionist will usually ask, "What is your name? What is the reason for your visit? And what time is good for you?"
Exactly. And you don't have to give all the details. You can say, "I'm not feeling well," or "I have a stomach problem," or "It's about my back."
So, Emily, after you book your appointment, what happens next?
I arrive at the clinic a little early. Then I go to the front desk and say, "Hi, I have an appointment at 3 p.m."
And the receptionist usually gives you a form to fill out. Name, date of birth, phone number, sometimes your symptoms.
Yes, and sometimes the forms feel so long.
Very long, but once you finish, you sit in the waiting area. And that is the longest 10 minutes of your life.
True. You sit there thinking, do I really feel sick? Do I sound okay? Will the doctor understand me?
And that's normal. Lots of people feel anxious at the doctor's office, even native speakers.
Yes. And the good news is, doctors usually speak slowly and clearly. They want to help you.
Okay, let's enter the doctor's room. Emily, when the doctor calls your name, what do you say?
Usually something simple like, "Hello, nice to meet you," or "Hi, thank you for seeing me."
That's perfect. The doctor might start with small talk. How are you today?
And you can answer honestly. "Not so good. I don't feel well." Or, "I've been feeling sick."
Yes, this is the moment to be clear about how you feel.
Mark, how do you explain your symptoms in simple English?
I usually say something like, I have pain in my stomach. I feel dizzy. I have a headache. My throat hurts.
Nice and simple. No complicated medical words.
And if you don't know the right word, you can describe it. For example, it feels like something is pushing, or it burns when I breathe. I feel tightness here.
Doctors understand these descriptions very well.
After you explain your symptoms, the doctor usually asks more questions. When did it start? Is the pain strong or mild? Does anything make it better? Does it get worse at night?
Yes, and you can answer with simple words. It started yesterday. It's a strong pain. It gets better when I rest. It gets worse when I walk.
See? You don't need advanced English. Just clear, honest information.
After that, the doctor usually checks you. They might take your temperature, check your blood pressure, or look into your throat.
And they always say, please breathe in. Please breathe out. Open your mouth. Say, ah. Yes, the famous ah. Everyone in the world knows that sound.
The important thing is to listen carefully and follow their instructions slowly.
And after checking, the doctor will explain what they think. Sometimes you have a cold. You have an infection. You need rest. Or you need some medicine.
And this is where many learners feel nervous. But don't worry, we'll guide you through it in part 2.
Yes, part 2 will cover talking about medicine, asking for explanations, and understanding the doctor's advice.
It's going to be very useful.
Welcome back, everyone. In part 1, we talked about making an appointment, arriving at the clinic, and speaking to the doctor for the first time. Now, let's continue the conversation.
Yes, because after the doctor checks your temperature, listens to your breathing, and asks questions, the next step is usually the diagnosis, when the doctor tells you what they think is wrong.
Emily, what do doctors usually say when they explain the diagnosis?
They often start with something like, "It looks like you have," or "It seems like you're experiencing," or "I think this is."
Yes, something simple and clear. For example, it looks like you have a mild flu. It seems like you have an allergy. I think this is a stomach infection.
And sometimes, if they're not completely sure, they say, "We need to run a test," or "Let's check your blood," or "I want to do an X-ray."
Tests can feel scary for many people, but you can always ask questions. Simple questions like, is this serious? What does this mean? Is it dangerous? Do I need medicine?
Yes, asking questions is very important. Doctors understand that patients want to feel safe and understand everything.
Emily, what do you usually ask your doctor?
I often ask, "How long will this last? Can I go to work? Should I rest? Is this contagious?" Meaning, can I give it to someone else?
Those are great questions. What about you, Mark? What do you ask? I usually ask, what should I avoid? Can I take this medicine with food? Is there anything else I can do to feel better?
Very smart questions.
I try.
After the diagnosis, many doctors explain the treatment. This usually includes rest, medicine, or lifestyle changes.
Let's talk about medicine, because this is the part that many English learners find confusing.
Yes, the doctor may say, "I'm prescribing antibiotics. You should take this twice a day." Take one pill after meals. This is for pain. This is for fever.
And sometimes they write it on a paper, a prescription.
Yes. And when you go to the pharmacy, the pharmacist explains everything again.
How do you ask the doctor to repeat something clearly?
Easy. You can say, "Could you say that again, please?" Or, "Can you explain that more simply?" Or, "Sorry, I didn't understand. Can you repeat?"
That's perfect. It's okay to ask. Doctors expect it.
For medicine instructions, you can also ask, before meals or after meals? How many times a day? For how many days? Can I drive with this medicine?
Yes, some medicines make you sleepy, so it's important to know.
Very important.
And sometimes the doctor gives non-medicine advice too, like drink a lot of water, sleep early, no spicy food for now, avoid cold drinks, take a warm shower.
Yes, and those can help just as much as medicine.
You know, one thing I really appreciate is when doctors draw a small picture or show a model to explain what's happening.
Yes, when the doctor says, "Let me show you," and suddenly they pull out a plastic model of a heart or a lung.
It feels like a mini science class.
But it helps. Visual explanations make things easier to understand.
And after everything, the doctor usually asks, "Do you have any more questions?" Or, "Is everything clear?"
This is a great moment to repeat something back to make sure you understood it.
Curious, how do you do that?
Something like, "So I take this twice a day, right? Only after meals, correct? I should come back if I still feel sick after 3 days."
That's perfect.
It helps you feel confident and helps the doctor know you understood everything.
And that brings us to the end of part 2. But we still have one more important section.
Yes, part 3 will be all about follow-up visits, talking to the pharmacist, and describing changes in your symptoms.
And we'll practice even more simple, natural English sentences that you can use anywhere.
Welcome back, everyone. We've reached part 3, the final part of today's episode about talking to the doctor in English. In this part, we'll talk about follow-up visits, understanding your medicine at the pharmacy, and explaining changes in your symptoms.
Yes, because the doctor visit doesn't always end at the doctor's room. Sometimes you need to talk to the pharmacist or come back for another appointment. And these conversations are also important for English practice.
So, Mark, let's start with the pharmacy. After the doctor gives you a prescription, what do you usually say when you hand it to the pharmacist?
I keep it simple. I say, "Hi, I need to pick up my prescription." Or, "Hello, I have a prescription from my doctor."
Yes, that's perfect. And the pharmacist usually asks something like, "Do you have any allergies?" Have you taken this medicine before? Do you have any questions about the instructions?
And if I'm unsure about anything, I always ask. For example, should I take this with food? How many hours between doses? Does this make you sleepy?
Those are great questions. Pharmacists are very good at giving clear, simple explanations. They want you to stay safe.
Yes, and sometimes they even draw little pictures on the bag, like a sun for morning or a moon for night.
Yes, I love when they do that. It makes everything easier.
Okay, now let's talk about changes in symptoms. Because after you go home and take your medicine, your body starts to respond.
Right. And if things change, you may need to explain that in English. For example, you can say, I feel better than yesterday. The pain is less now. The fever went down. I'm still coughing. My throat still hurts.
Yes, and if things get worse, you can say, my pain is stronger today. I feel worse than before. I can't sleep because of the pain. The medicine is not helping.
These sentences are very important for clear communication. Doctors rely on your description.
And let's talk about follow-up visits. Emily, what do you usually say when you go back to the doctor for a second visit?
Usually something like, I'm here for a follow-up appointment. Or, I wanted to check my progress. Or, you asked me to come back after 3 days.
And the doctor may ask questions like, are you feeling better? Has anything changed? Are you still taking your medicine?
And again, simple answers are perfect. Yes, I feel better. No, nothing has changed. I'm still taking it twice a day.
And if you feel confused about anything, it's totally okay to say, I'm not sure. I don't understand this part. Can you explain again?
Yes, clear communication is the most important thing.
One more useful phrase I often use is there anything else I should do?
That's a great phrase. It shows responsibility and care for your health.
And sometimes the doctor gives lifestyle advice, like drink more water, eat lighter meals, get more sleep, reduce stress if possible.
Easier said than done.
Yes. The reduce stress part is always difficult.
But still, it's good advice.
So before we end, let's share a few shadowing lines listeners can repeat. Ready?
Let's do it. I don't feel well. I have a fever. My throat hurts. Can you repeat that, please?
I take this medicine twice a day. Should I avoid cold drinks? How long will this last? I feel better than before.
Shadow these lines slowly. Practice them often. They will help you feel more confident the next time you visit a doctor.
And remember, doctors, nurses, and pharmacists want to help you. They don't expect perfect English, just clear communication.
Thank you for joining us today.
We hope you feel calmer and more prepared for real medical conversations.
And we'll see you again in the next episode of the Learning Slow English podcast.
Take care of your health and take care of your English.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.